Please take your seats as the show is about to begin.
Beginners to the stage.
Okay, we have clearance.
Stand by curtains.
Quiet, please.
Stand by Q1.
Break a leg, everyone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Chorley Theatre.
I knew I'd overstepped the mark when Mindy flashed me that all too familiar "wait till we get home, I'm gonna kill you" look. "That's an interesting choice for a best man," said Mindy's mum. You do realise that the most important part is the speech. I know, I said. But he's my oldest friend. I can't imagine asking anyone else. It's really important to me that it's him. Sure enough, an almighty row ensued when we got outside the house. "Are you taking the piss? What the hell were you thinking?" she shouted. "He'll ruin it!" We were 8 when we first properly realised Dave's condition. It was in a particularly stressful maths class. The teacher was going round picking us at random to test our times tables. I could tell he was getting wound up as he was bouncing his leg under the table. And when the teacher asked him, "What's 5 times 8? he froze. And then his mouth started to move and his face twitched. Some of the other kids started to laugh and Dave really struggled to force the answer out. When the teacher moved on to the next kid, he thumped his desk on the table and shouted, "Effing 40!" Apart from me, he didn't say effing. Then followed this sort of pantomime that some teachers perform. "I beg your pardon?" And "I've never heard such language before," and "How dare you interrupt this class? Go and stand outside," and so on. Poor Dave. His card was marked. He was the sweary kid. As time went on, we all started to understand Dave's ways a bit more. Of course, he struggled at times, especially when he'd inadvertently drop an F-bomb. But as we got into big school, he was always so funny and easygoing, and as we got older, we just learnt to have a normal conversation and pass by without comment the profanities and noises that had often punctuate Dave's sentences. Unless, of course, it was a particularly funny or unexpected outburst. Then we'd all crack up and have a laugh, including Dave, who'd often ask, "Where the hell did that come from?" I introduced Dave to Mindy one Christmas. They both came round for Mum's Boxing Day buffet. Dave got nervous when Mindy passed him a plate and asked him if he wanted a sausage roll. He shouted, "Tart!" and then, "Yes, please." Feeling mortified, he then flung a pickled onion from his fork into the centre of the trifle. Mum bustled around and tried to change the topic, save Dave's feelings and disguise Mindy's embarrassment. "I'm so sorry," said Dave. "It's fine," said Mindy, but I knew they hadn't exactly hit it off. So anyway, I'd asked Dave to be my best man and Mindy was furious. She said she'd be wondering all day what he was going to say in his speech and it was going to ruin a day. I tried to explain it's only 5 minutes out of an entire weekend and that all my friends and family love Dave. He's our Dave. It's like the brother I never had. I realised what I said next might have been a bit much. But I said, Well, you don't seem to mind when it's your friend Jenna effing and jeffing, dropping the F-bomb and worse, especially when she's had a few, and that's on purpose. That's calculated, that is, to hurt people and cause upset. Dave would never do that. God. Then it was all, don't bring my friends into this. I thought, oh, I'm really in trouble now. So we spent a few hours apart while she went to her sister's. She said she needed time to think. Well, when she got back, she just came in and said, okay then, and didn't say anything more about it. That's better. What's the worst that can happen? I said as I gave Mindy a hug. And then we both remembered what Dave said at my auntie's funeral last year. It'll be fine, I said. Dave says he's really looking forward to it, and it's going to be really special. As it happens, it was really special. A beautiful ceremony, and Mindy looked amazing. I thought I heard someone shout, pervert! A couple of times when the vicar started speaking, but how could have been anyone? Dave's speech was a huge success. Okay, there was the odd whistle here and there, and an expletive or two, but he talked about how we'd met in infants over a shared love of Lego, and we'd been friends ever since, but now I'd be building my future with Mindy. We all groaned at the deliberate cheesiness, much to Dave's satisfaction. And then he asked everyone to raise a glass to the happy couple. And then it was done, and the dancing started. Everyone had a good time. The most laughter was heard rising from the bridesmaids' table, where Dave was being his usual entertaining self. Mindy's mate Jenna overindulged as usual and was last seen being loaded into the back of a cab by a weary-looking boyfriend. Anyway, I'm sat here now waiting for Mindy to get back from her mum's with the baby. They've been discussing plans for the christening. I know I probably should have discussed it first, but Dave's my best friend. I can't imagine anyone else being the godfather. And he was so happy when I asked him. Oh heck, she's back already. Wish me luck.